Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Car Addict here. I am on my way home from town. I just went and had to get something, and I brought my RC cars. I figured I'll make a video at the skate park. I started to. Whole video, not even the whole video was gonna be, just the part I recorded was 4 minutes on the GoPro because I had bad luck. Brought out the low C Tenacity, my monster truck, and did a double backflip. Switch turned off. That's fine. Turned it back on, did a triple backflip, and I landed pretty good, I thought. But then when I went to hit the trigger, bing, bing, I think the motor just shifted away from the spur gear because I don't think I'm going to strip a Mod 1 spur. I'm sure it's possible, but it's just a little 36 millimeter can electric motor. I don't think a 10th scale powertrain is going to destroy a Mod 1 gear unless the gear mesh is off, which happened on the hard landing. Kind of hard landing. Pretty much on the wheels, just a little off angle, probably that way, and the motor shifted that way. Okay. No big deal. I'll get my buggy out. I got the Arma Typhon. It's a tank. Usually. Since there's not as much weight in the wheels and everything, it's about as fast, but there's just not as much weight to get it to rotate around, so I only get one flip instead of two or three. Did it once. Perfect. Came back, and when I did it a second time, perfect. And then driving it back, I pinned it, and poof, one of the tires popped open again, and the foam is sticking out, and I didn't have any super glue or tools, so I was done. Entire outing, the GoPro footage was 4 minutes. Instead of making a video, I'll just show you real quick the jumps, and that's it. I'm guessing that's a pinion spur thing. Back to the Arma. Oh shit. No glue with me. I should probably vent the damn tires, huh? Son of a bitch. Alright, there you go. So there was my RC outing. Both should be quick fixes. And at least now that I gotta pull the motor off, I can put my big heat sink on that low C. Because I really should gear it down to run 3S, but I don't want to. And I never run it hard enough, long enough to really get it too hot. But this way, this monster heat sink should help. So, I'm on the way home from the hardware store. I mean, the time it is, good luck me getting home and actually getting motivated to do anything. So, figure I'll run out the day making the video with the car testing. So, I've already got stage 2 flashed. Knock control is learned down. It's 0.49 right now. Will it climb? I don't know. I skipped stage 1 because who cares? I mean, obviously, if stock and stage 2 prove to be fine, stage 1 is going to be fine. It's just how it works. And I'm not even going to test spool in all of them. I'm going to test acceleration time in all of them and look at the fuel trims and air fill ratios and stuff like that. But as far as spool, it is what it is. I mean, it's going to target what it wants. It's going to try to hit it. If it's faster in any map, it's going to be faster in the rest of them. Because obviously the turbo, well, I mean, it's not going to be faster. It's going to be slower because it's bigger. Or it's going to come, maybe it won't even be slower at certain points. Maybe it's the same speed, but it won't come on until later. So maybe at 4,000 RPMs, they'll both spool about the same time. But at 2,500, they won't, because the pure turbo won't be able to be fully spooled until well after the stock turbo will be. I was just watching the car that went by me. So anyways, I'm going to go now, get the draggy out. The other thing is, too, it was 54 degrees when I tested it yesterday. A little bit humid, kind of overcast. The draggy gave me a DA of 492 feet, but I don't know if it's constantly updating or if it just, when you open the app, it is what it is, because it never changed 1 foot, I don't think, not that I noticed. So maybe it wasn't that every test I did, but it was that, I mean, it wouldn't change much anyways, but it's 55. It's kind of overcast. It was raining a little bit, kind of humid. Very similar situation, so I want to get them done right now. I'm going to do my 50 to 80 in third and my 50 to 80 in fourth and my 35 to 75, or whatever I was doing yesterday in third, in stage 2, and then I'm going to put Vit's pump gas tune in my car. Partially, though, just because I want to see how tune that was specifically for a aftermarket cold air intake runs on the factory map, because obviously how they run should inversely be about the same as the factory map with the aftermarket intake, because the tune and the difference in the tune is going to stay the same, and the difference in the intake would stay the same. Each one would just be the opposite way. So it should be fairly close to the same results, just backwards. So that's how it is in my mind anyways. I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be backwards. It's going to be the same difference. I don't know. But it matters. It'll tell me something. And then I'm going to do the spool tests in just stage 2 right now. I believe then I'm putting that pure turbo in. Not for a while, though, because I'm not going to get it done tonight, and I got to drive this car real far tomorrow. It's actually, there's like a PTA carnival at my kid's school tomorrow. So for the 3rd week in a row, I'm not even going to just drive to the ferry. I'm going to drive all the way up there, but this time I'm going to go around and not drive north to the ferry. I'll drive south and drive around. But you don't even know what I'm talking about, probably, because you're not from here. But I won't get the turbo in this weekend, and the next week I got to get busy on these 2 closets, get them framed, insulated, lined, because I'm going to use this wood that I'm pulling out of the living room. It's like shiplap pine sort of stuff, about 6 to 8 inches wide. I think they do vary a little bit. Maybe they're all the same. I swear there's some wider and others though. But anyways, next week I'll get the turbo in, because I'm looking at that cord charge, and I'm thinking I can't wait for that to get to my bank account. So I want to get that turbo in there. So I'm not going to bring you along on the drive. More than likely, you know what it's like to drive a Civic if you're watching this. And if you're not, then you're only getting the experience of driving a Civic on YouTube. Well, driving other cars is more exciting. So, I don't know. You probably go watch like a Hellcat or a GTR video or something like that to watch some crazy acceleration. You're probably only watching this if you have a Civic or want a Civic. Well, actually, I guess it applies generally, because, I mean, the knowledge I'm learning here of running a big turbo or different parts without a tune should go to other platforms. Although other tuning scenarios are different, like some are speed density versus MAF, but I would think it would be the same thing. Measures the air, adds the fuel, burns it. All right, and the fuel trims on stage 2 sitting here idling look about the same as it did with the factory one. I got a -11 long term and a -10 short term, which I have been idling for a while, so maybe on a regular just cruise it wouldn't be quite so negative, but we'll know that when we look at the logs at a later date. I made a note of the logs I've already ran, so that I know which ones are for what map. I could probably tell by the boost levels or something, but just in case, I don't want to get them all mixed up. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Well, a second for you. Who knows how long for me after I get all this crap done, and I'll give you some of my results from today. All right, well, I just got done with stage 2. I ended up, to do the spool, I did 3rd gear, $3,000, 3,504, and I actually went from about 20 inches of vacuum. I tried to get steady on the throttle at the right RPM at about 20 inches of vacuum for all my starting points. And then I did it in fourth gear at 3,500 twice at 20 inches of vacuum. I'll do the same exact things on with the pure turbo on stage 2. I did the one twice just so I could make sure that I did at least one of the tests repeatable, and hopefully they're the same when I look at the logs. Either way, I'm going to be doing this numbers by memory because I have nothing to write down and I can't look at stuff on my phone while I'm recording this. So the DA did change, obviously, because it was 474 when I just looked at my screenshot from yesterday. And I swear it was 492 or something 2 at least. Today is 915, so it was definitely better yesterday. And obviously stage 2 kicked the crap out of stock, like it should. Yesterday, the 50 to 80 stock in fourth gear was around mid 7 seconds, where the 45 to 75 in third, I believe, was somewhere in the low 6s. One of them was actually 5.97, so basically 6 seconds. Today, I only cut that 6 seconds down to about 5 seconds flat. But what really actually improves is rolling on it in fourth gear, because the 50 to 80 in fourth gear went from mid 7s to high 5s. So that's a pretty good cut there for sure. I cut about, not even a second, about a second off of the third gear pull, but I pulled a second and a half, or I cut a second and a half off of the second gear pull, fourth gear pulls. I mean, yeah, I gotta stop saying so many numbers. So now I'm gonna load up vittune if I can find it on my computer. Hopefully I can. After that one, I believe I have no other testing I want to do before I put the pure turbo in. Can't wait to fry that clutch. Hopefully I can keep it limited to make my clutch live a happy lifestyle, or lifetime, whatever, until it gets replaced by something better. Maybe I'll just do maybe I will just do the 350 again, or buy it again. Never done it. I had it for a while. I just didn't do anything with it. But maybe I'll get something else. Who knows? Maybe by the time I actually get ready to do one, another company will come out with one. We'll see. Let's go flash the car to Vit's pump gas map. I can't do any ethanol testing because I'm hours and hours away from E85 now. It's kind of a shame, but whatever. Here we go. All right. So as imagined, my custom tune for pump gas, was even a little better. Again, this is memory. The DA was 835 this time when I started up the Draggy, and all of the 40 to 75 and thirds were 4 point something. I had a 463 and a 469, and then it was as high as a 49, I think. The 50 to 80s in fourth gear, those definitely made the knock control climb. My best one was actually a 4.9, but then it was a 5.2, and then it was a 5.5, I think, or 5. Maybe it was 5-something-5. I don't know. Either way, both of them, the second, so I did 3, and it was a 4.9. Then the next 2 were in the 5s. But knock control was like 0.8 something at the end of the third one, because every time it just would slowly go a little more, and then it'd have a little less ignition, and I'd be a little slower. So there's the results of what the Civic does, bone stock, except for the downpipe, with stock I showed you the other day, and I talked about it today, stage 2, and then custom tune. I feel like in the very beginning I was going to do more testing, and I really wish I had done these tests with my custom intake and my custom tune, just so I could have seen how my setup and my tweaking fared with the rest of the options. But I don't want to put my intake in for one test and then take it back out right away to put the stock back in. So I'll just I'll just pat myself on the back and say mine was better. Might as well. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Next thing coming up is a stock drive. Well, stock map drive, stock intake, and a big turbo. So stay tuned. There's probably some RC stuff coming up too. Yep, later.